Hi, and welcome to video 2, which is how to find a hot niche locally. Now, before I actually get started and show you how to find a hot niche locally, I want to start by talking about what we're going to do in this particular video. You see, here's your goal. Your goal is to find hot niches locally, but to do that, the first thing we're going to do is look through your business phone directory. So the physical business phone directory. Now, if you don't have a business directory, we're going to use Craigslist because Craigslist has a wide reach among many countries. Then we're going to choose a section that has tons of businesses that are actively promoting ads. And you'll see why I mentioned that. Then we'll research it using Google Local Search. We'll research it using Craigslist. And we'll double check the profitability using Amazon and eBay. Now that you know what you're going to do, let's go ahead and actually do it. First things first, I want to show you what Yellow Pages looks like. If you go to Google and type in Yellow Pages, you'll find the main site, yellowpages.com. Yellowpages.com, in fact, has an online site. So if I wanted to use the online site, I could. But it also has a local directory. Sometimes you can see things in the local directory or the physical directory that you can't see online. This is what Yellow Pages looks like. It's like a phone book, but it's for a business phone book. And it's categorized in different categories for businesses and different niches. Now, what I want you to do is open up your local business directory, whether it's a physical or the online. If you can get a hold of a physical book, then try to do so. If you can't, that's fine. But I want you to look through the Yellow Pages or any other local business directory. And the way I normally tell whether or not it's a good niche to go into is, number one, if it has a lot of businesses in it. And number two, look carefully at the Yellow Pages. You will notice that some have lots and lots of ads. Some niches have businesses that constantly promote and advertise. That tells me that if they're willing to invest into advertising and marketing, they are more likely to be open to my proposals. Because for me, I generally create marketing-based products because that's where my expertise is in. So I create marketing products that I can customize, for example, to maybe window cleaners. But you make the product in a specific way so that you can customize it later on to different niche products. Okay, so you see where I'm going with this. You create the product. If you create a piece of software that helps window cleaners maybe organize their customers, or you find a specific problem that window cleaners face, what you want to do when you create that product is to make it so that you can tweak it later on so that it can be applied to a different niche. Alright, so you see where I'm going with this. We're focusing on one niche at a time, but we're creating the product so that it can be tweaked later on. So remember, number one, if you find in the Yellow Pages or the local business directory that a lot of companies are advertising in that niche, that's a good sign. Number two, is there a lot of businesses in that category? If there are, then great, because remember, a lot of people say, oh, don't go into niches that have lots and lots of competition. Because you're not going into the window cleaning business, you're just catering to them, it really doesn't matter. So the more, the better. Because when you do your research, you can make sure that somebody else may not be offering what you're offering. Or they might be offering what you're offering, but there are not a lot of people doing it. So there's enough to go around. Now, if you don't have a physical local business directory book, or you just don't have a site, then one good site, of course, is Craigslist.com. or Craigslist.org. Craigslist is available in many countries besides the United States and Canada. It's available just about anywhere you can find. So this is another great place to find niches in specific businesses, areas. So let's say, for example, I am looking in North Carolina, and specifically in Charlotte, North Carolina. What I can do here is see what kind of businesses are selling what, or so you could use Craigslist to find hot niches. But I really try to say, if you can get access to an actual physical book or a local business directory specifically for your area, I would choose that first over Craigslist if possible. Okay, so let's say that I'm flipping through this yellow pages here. You probably could hear me rustling through the pages here. But I'm looking at the Windows Cleaner of Columbia, South Carolina. So what I can do is check that by going to Google and typing in Columbia, South Carolina window repair. And I'm looking specifically at a glass doctor, the AAA glass. Oh, okay, so we see it here and here. And we can click on local business results just to see what kind of results we're getting. If I scroll all the way to the bottom, Google will tell me basically how many businesses deal with auto repair or some sort of glass repair. It doesn't have to be, home repair, but it has to do with auto glass repair or glass repair in general. So there's 750 results, which tells me there's 754 actual businesses that deal with window repair in the specific location. Now, if I wanted to try something different like auto repair, then I can use the same method and scroll down to the bottom. I notice there's 3,614 results, which is pretty good. That's a good thing. But it looks like most of these are dealerships and things like that. Generally, I found that mom and pop businesses are good target businesses to help because in a way we want to help these businesses, but at the same time they're easier to deal with. They generally understand the power of marketing, and they're easier to sell to too, and so that's just something to keep in mind. So as you're doing your research, you can verify the results back here. 3,000 is pretty good, 700 is pretty good. You probably want to stick with something above 500 results. You probably can get, if you can get 100 results, and yeah, you can target those 100 businesses. That's good too. Just keep in mind that the more results there are, probably the more businesses are catering to these businesses or targeting these businesses. So if you want less competition, you can go less if you want. But not necessarily going to be a lot of competition in your area because you're not specifically going into auto repair or Windows repair. Now once you have found a niche, basically what I want you to do is go to eBay.com and Amazon.com. The reason why I want you to go here is so that you can kind of get some ideas when we go to video 3, some ideas on what kind of possible problems that these people face or products that you could develop. For example, window cleaning. You can find books on window cleaning and find possible problems that people face and then verify that and try to figure out a product from there. But you could do the same with eBay, type in window cleaning, find out the problems that people face. Now this kind of goes into the next video, which I'll show you in more detail in just a minute. But for now, what I want you to do is kind of brainstorm and try to find that niche first.